past item this week will be shared by room 16. Room 16 have been learning a bit about the history of the America's Cup, the oldest sporting trophy in the world. Check out this clip for a bit about the history of the Cup.
170 years. That's a long time. 170 years ago today, the first car was still 35 years off. The Wright brothers' first flight, 52. That's 10 years before the start of the American Civil War. 45 before the birth of the modern Olympic Games. It's the year the refrigerator was invented. Times change, so they say. Well,
the America's Cup. The symphony of sea and sky and sail.
some things, they stay the same. 170 years ago, the oldest trophy in world sport was won for the very first time. A sailing race around the Isle of Wight in England. A radical-looking yacht called America beat the British on home waters and took the trophy back to the United States. The legend of the America's Cup had begun, and the winning of it has dominated the sport ever since. For well over a century, the New York Yacht Club welcomed challenger after challenger, but none could take the cup from the Americans. Until another radical yacht sailed into the history books again. Just like the obsession to win, innovation in the America's Cup never stops. In 2021, the 36th America's Cup will be raced in a new class. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, they say. Sorry about that. We've reinvented the sailors too. A new breed of athlete, part machine, part scientist, engineered to perform at the edge. And the defenders this time? Watch out.
The America's Cup, wrestling from the USA, the trophy belongs to
New Zealand have been on 6 America's Cup start lines in the last 7 editions. If there's a super team in the sport, these guys are it. But keeping the cup won't be a walk in the park. Remember that 170-year-old drive to win? So, yeah, the America's Cup. Well, your average sporting contest. For the 36th time, this is history in the making.
This morning we thought we'd tell you a bit about some of the interesting things that have happened in the past America's Cup races. It all started when some boats were having a race around the Isle of Wight in England back in 1851, the same year Mrs. Bialetti was born. All the British boats lined up and were joined by one boat from America.
On your marks, get set, go.
All of the boats took off and sailed as quickly as they could around the Isle of Wight, but when it came to the finish, the winning boat was America. They were given a big fancy trophy and they decided to call it the America's Cup. For the next 132 years, challengers will come from all over the world to race the Americans and try to win the cup. But every time the American boat will come out on top, the trophy looked like it will never leave America again. Then in 1983, the year Mr. Thorne was born, A boat from Australia took on the Americans. It was the best of 7 series, so the first boat to win 4 races would take the cup.
On your marks, get set, go!
They had done it. Someone had finally beaten the Americans. For the first time, the America's Cup would go to Australia. Four years later, the Americans went to Australia and won the cup back. Sat down and read the rule book and realized they could challenge for the cup the very next year. So what they did to take on the Americans, the whole country got behind them, even coming up with a slightly cheesy but very patriotic song of support. But when the racing was done, we couldn't quite win it, and America once again held on to the trophy. KZ1, the boat we raced, is known as the Big White Boat. It's the big white boat you can see outside the Maritime Museum in the Viaduct. Fast forward to 1995. Team New Zealand was back, and this time he brought a new boat, Black Magic. The leader of the New Zealand team was Sir Peter Blake. His wife Heather had a tradition of giving Peter a new pair of socks before each big event he was entered into.
For
For the 1995 America's Cup, she gave him some red socks. He put on the socks for the first race.
On your marks, get set, go!
Team New Zealand were really fast in the first race, and Sir Peter Blake thought the socks might be good luck, so he kept wearing them. The rest of New Zealand thought they might be good luck too, so everyone around New Zealand was going out to buy red socks to support the team. It worked. We smashed them in all of the races, and it led to the commentator Pete Montgomery to declare,
The America's Cup is now New Zealand's Cup, and for only the second time in 100
10 years later, in 2013, the year I was born, New Zealand had another chance to win the cup. This time they were racing American fancy catamaran boats, and the first team to win 9 races would be the champ.
On your marks, get set, go! One nil, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. New Zealand were doing so well, but suddenly it all changed. 8-1, and New Zealand lost again. 8-2, and again. 8-3, 8-4, 8-5, 8-6, 8-7, 8-all. In one of the biggest sporting comebacks in history, Team New Zealand are beating 9-8 by America. But in a true show of resilience, Team New Zealand moved away, worked harder and got faster. They got so fast that their boat started to fly on its voyage. And they returned in the Deep America's Cup to beat the Americans in every race and win the trophy back. We hope you enjoyed our little history lesson about the world's oldest sporting trophy. When Team New Zealand defends the trophy in March, we hope you'll join us in cheering. Go Team!